Hello, this is Everett Pierce, and it is December the 21st, 2016, and it's 10:43 p.m. Arizona time. This is Duly Noted 18. Duly Noted 18. And we'll label this religion. Because basically what I'm going to talk about, it's like religion / warfare. Okay, because to be forever life, you're always at war with extinction. Always. Always, always. The two factor. Forever life, forever death. And that's extinction. Okay, so we're calling this religion. Duly Noted 18. And what's been in the news, which was on a Delta airline, and some guy named Adam Salam making a notion on a plane. So, in Duly Noted 18A, I'm going to give you some brief insight. Kind of like a book. And when you have a book and you have a preface, you have an introductory, and then you start reading the book. That's what we're going to do in terms of religion. Because I have had people ask me, Everett, are you religious? Everett, are you a Christian? Okay, so we're going to clarify where I stand in terms of my spirituality. So, and we're going to talk about that with the video. So in Duly Noted 18B, I'm going to show you the video, and I'm going to explain to you the crap. It's crap. And I'm going to explain to you in details and what to look at that it snitches itself out of being crap. So I'm not just going to tell you, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that this is crap. So I'm going to expect you to hold me to my word. And I want you to do that. And I'm going to show you that video. But before we do that, in this A part, let me enlighten you to who I am, what I think. And then we'll move into that part. So, okay. So, I'm a 7th heaven spirit. 8th heaven spirit. Okay, so you are on the 6th heaven. Okay, now let's back up before we move in. Okay, so in this lifetime, you can be a brother, and if you're a female, you can be a sister, you can be a mother. So basically we can take on many titles. Like we have experienced. We hold these truths to be self-evident. You have people out there called God, Allah, Jehovah, Creator. I mean, there's thou Father. There are many words that people refer to in terms of the highest level of evolution. Now, did you know words is also communication? Words is also identifiable. It is also part of warfare. So as a master chess player, you have to know your pieces. So if I'm the president of presidents, or I'm taking the position of the general of generals, how they name me tells me what their skill sets are and how I need to apply them in event we are at war to ensure, not just actually more to ensure, that we are going to go in and hand them their ass, and it'll be nothing personal. Nothing personal. And they will definitely, when this is over, they will have the highest level of respect they've ever gained against anyone. So as in this lifetime, from the example I gave with God, an example of you, we take on different character descriptive values. Now, in the 7th heaven, I have many names too. So, say for example, this group of life, they don't speak to me like we see with our military. Because, say, you're in the field and you talk, your enemy can hear you. So that's why you have the Marines or the Army, they use sign language. So I have people there, when they call my name, I recognize my name. The arm will take a shape of a 7. They don't speak my name. So I have to be able, if they're behind me, I have to know they have just spoken my name. You know, we all hear Everett. Of course, I would turn around. But if someone's behind me and he goes, I'm going to feel the need to turn around. So when you're dealing with communications, is what you can hear, what you can't hear, and you have to use all the little tools that you have available to be successful. And like I said, if you're going to be forever life, you have to have forever life, there's forever death. It's this extinction. And you have to use all facets. So if we're in at night, and you're at war, and as soon as you shoot your gun, there's a flash. Now your enemy knows where your location is. So if you shoot, if you're a sniper, you have to move. As soon as you release that, you pull that trigger, you better be rolling. Because they're going to respond and fire because now they know where you're at. So as soon as you release that shot, you get into what they call roll. And if you got your spotter and here's your sniper, they don't roll this way, they roll out. Because when they shoot this way, they're going to be shooting empty space. Okay, that is an example. So certain names, okay, like India, they put black dots. You know, why is communication important, inseparable to the foundation of energy? Is, say, our village, and we're using symbolism, and say she has a red dot. Okay, and say in my village that symbolizes that she is pregnant. In event we're under attack, any one of our group, for self-preservation, for future generations, what at all cost, protect the one that has a red dot on her forehead. Make sure she's in safety. You want to protect your future generations. You have to prioritize what is value, what is not value. I mean, everything is value, of course. But if you want self-preservation, you better protect those who are pregnant with your child or with a child. And if she's pregnant, she's also compromised. She can't get down there like a warrior. Her prime purpose is to protect that baby. And if she can't protect herself, we need someone over there to take her out of a line of fire or a line of attack to make sure she's safe. So that's why communications is detrimental, is crucial to anything. And we see different facets of it when communication is dysfunction. So when you got communication at its high functionality, you bring about higher percentage of success in no matter what area you're in. So, and say, Everett, what's your religion? Are you spiritual? Yeah. To say I'm spiritual is a little bit of, well, it's a huge understatement. So every second by second by second, even doing this video, I'm carrying on a conversation as if God is standing next to me. We're always communicating. I'm its apprentice. And I have a shitload of still yet to learn. It's like way up here. So I prefer a second by second relationship with God. Okay, and you say, well, are you a Christian? And say, okay, let's just sum this out. Put on a list of piece of paper of all the known religions here on this planet. In fact, there'll be some religions that won't be on that list that hasn't established themselves. Okay, put it all together as we use the term melting pot. Put it all together. And you say, you mean Satan? Yep. You mean atheist? Yep. You mean Islam? Yep. Christian? Yep. You mean Jews? Yep. Put it all together. Melting pot. Now, in terms of the sake of understanding, now you understand what God's true religion is. It doesn't limit itself. And it comes to evolution. So, and what we'll discuss in duly noted 18B is about this man on Delta Airlines making a scene. And I will break it down like Charlie Brown And, it's not my intention to belittle anyone. But when we explain this, I'm not going to have it, we're going to hit it hard. If it stings with him, then it needs to be stung. And I'll give reason as to why it needs to sting with him. Because of the things that we're currently in with the terrorist attack in Berlin, Germany. And shooting the ambassador, killing him with Russia. So Putin is not real fucking happy about that shit. I know the Russians. Okay, pardon my French. Oui. I'm a Frenchman. Did you not know? So that'll give you an idea of what my religion is. When you stop and think, God, what is its religion? What does it believe in? Now everything put together. And a functional, just like a car motor. You have all these little parts. It may have 10,000 parts. So when you see all the religions out here on the sixth heaven, you got a tempered piece of glass. We all know what a tempered piece of glass, or most people do. You hit it, bang, it smashes into 10 billion pieces. That's what we see out there. No. If God represents all this, and I may not know all of this, and that's why we evolve in evolution. That's why reincarnation has to happen. It's inseparable to evolution. Because if God is out like this, how in the hell could I grasp all that in one lifetime? Think about it. So that's where I stand. So this Muslim American on Delta Airlines making a stink about him using Allahu Akbar is, we'll put that in B. Okay, so my name's on the seventh heaven. I'm known as Jesus. I'm known as Einstein, Lincoln. I have many names. I'm even known by this. You say, is that a name? Hell yeah, it is. Some people call me Seven. Some don't say a word at all. And I'm at my desk and he comes in. I'm supposed to be using my five senses. I should know who just entered my room. If he's behind me. Yes. Sir. Okay. He's not going to use these words. If we're in battle, he's using sign language. We don't want to give our position off. Otherwise, their snipers will take us out. So we got to consider these things. Do I know warfare? I know all the warfare levels. And once you get past level 10, you've seen so much horrific. A walk one day in hell would be a Disneyland adventure compared to what you would go through the training of all 10 levels of warfare. So you have to use words. You have to use communication. And as a chess player, and I use that as symbolism, a parable, I have to know my pieces, and I need to know how I need to move them. So if we got a pit, say it's 20 feet wide, and we need to get over it, they're trying to slow us up. And I need someone to jump over that son of a bitch. And he's going to take a rope and he's going to tie it up to that tree so we can swing across it, because not everyone can jump that far. And I say, Michael Jordan, do it. Yes, sir. Boom, hang time. Bang. Puts that rope over the tree and we swing over. A master chess player has to know all his pieces. So if you think Michael Jordan is awesome in this lifetime, you should have seen what he has done there. I mean, you crap your pants. So we don't have the liberties. If there's a thing where you take away your liberties, you don't have the liberties to be prejudiced. Because that Michael Jordan, many times in the seventh heaven, because of him allowing us to not be slowed down, because we had to stay at a certain rate. It was him and his ability to keep that motion going. And as we experience him in basketball, you think he's awesome here. You should see what we have and what he has done, accomplished in the seventh heaven. You'd be like, what? Yeah. Okay, so I have many names. Now, why would I use different names? If this person here says Muhammad, I know he's a problem solver. He says Jesus. I also know how they think. Skill sets. Jehovah. Okay, but Jehovah is usually referred to God. Okay. Einstein. I know that is someone who's hardcore in science and rationale and numbers and mathematics. You've got to know your pieces. Why you have different names? If you're under attack, and I use a main name of Jesus, and they're looking for a Jesus, and as what I illustrated as Abraham Lincoln, I went down on the field with my soldiers to let them know I would not have you do anything that I'm not willing to do myself. So we're under attack, and they're looking for a Jesus. As we know, if you take the head leader out, you kind of incapacitate the rest of your soldiers and say, shit, they took out a leader. What do we do now? I mean, so you have to also be disguised. Why we have Air Force One, we got a decoy. I have many names. So if they come here looking for Jesus, I'm also being called by different names. So chances are, is they're going to be looking for Jesus and say, no, there's no Jesus here. But there's an Everett over here. You want to talk to Everett? So it is also used as a decoy. So we have many names. And so it's a multiple function, multiple dimensions of using names, numbers, and or even not even saying a word. Like Donald Trump, draining the swamp. He's done talking. It's about action now. It's like you can say and say without flipping that coin. Now it's about action. He's already been about action. So I have many names. Like you have many names and titles. Because those titles tells me information about you. Guy comes up and says, brother, what's up? I know you have a family. At least one member anyways. Daddy, daddy, daddy. Tells me that you have a family. Identifiable markers. So in terms of warfare, you have to use everything. Because there's some people out there on their own earth. Yeah, people here represent less than 1%. So of the 144,000 people that reign in heaven, that is you. Okay? But you got some people out there, they're highly trained at killing people. I'm talking about levels that would just is sickening. You wouldn't even think of it that. And they will kill you, and there'll be no hard feelings. And for a lot of it, there's no rhyme or reason to it. They just love the art and passion for killing. Like hunting, per se. For the art of it. For the development of it. And then we see people out there hanging dogs and cats up, not out of mercy where they're going to eat it. It's like they're practicing of torture. Yeah, there's a planet out there with people that they are developing their skill set of torture. And I have to come there and teach them. And I've been in position where I've been tortured. And it's like they're trying to burn my arm off. And then I'm critiquing them. No, you don't do it that way. You do it and you say, wait, what the fuck is with this person? He's telling us how to torture him. Is he fucking insane? That's why I get a lot of people that say, boy, you're crazy. Yeah. Because a lot of people don't understand me. Am I crazy to the point like, I just kill you? No. Logic, rhyme, and reason with my emotions, self-preservation. Just your observation of me. It don't take long to know who I am. That's why a lot of people fear me. When you fear me, you're paralyzed. It's like a goat and they freeze and you're no good to me if you're fearful of me. And my top generals, certain individuals, like Eve is one of my top female generals. There's only certain generals that is allowed to put their hands on me. And I'll give you an example. Is Eve, I was stoking her. Because she has a hard time, well, in this lifetime, laying her hands on me. And I kept stoking and stoking and stoking. And before I knew it, she hit me 30 times. And I stood back and I was like, she said, why aren't you pissed off? Because I wanted to see if you would hit me. You were so certain about what you felt about. Okay, not saying that it's okay to hit people. But when you have a general, if I'm caught up and consumed by a energy, and extinction has got my polarity wrong, I need a general that will identify that. You know, like we see in terms of funness, you'll say, come on, wake up, snap out of it. That general will come up to me and whatever necessary, snap the fuck out of it. You're being consumed by something. Okay? But there's a law and order of that. Showing respect. But anything outside of some of my generals, you lay your hands on me, and it was the Grim Reaper. The death energy is real. And it is very protective of me. And you figure, God, yes, when you got death on your side as your ally, kind of makes you almost invincible. But I don't take it for granted. Oh, you're death. Okay, I'm invincible, bulletproof. I just know that if you're coming with illogical things and you're going to try to kill me, I can fall on my head, which I have, 2 stories. My fingers went in to my suckle knuckle. I was out what seemed to me for like 3 hours. My cousin said I was up within seconds. I defy 10%, defy logic. And 3 hours had passed. Instead of being dead and paralyzed, I had to reconstruct my body and make it seem believable, plausible. So when I go in the hospital and say, why isn't he not paralyzed? Why is he not dead? Let's sew up his head. I've had many situations I should be dead 10 times over. I've seen video. It was some radical Muslim, and he was going to shoot this guy. And it jammed. It wouldn't fire. And then finally he's like, oh my God, there's divine intervention here. And he started running off. That's an example. Exception to the laws of energy. If I enter that realm of law, exception of laws of energy, I can produce strength that is unthinkable. So have you ever seen the video and they have this little 7-year-old girl and I'm just saying 2-ton car is on her dad, and then she reaches down, picks it up and moves it out and say, well, how the hell did she do that? That's the 10% laws of energy, exception to the laws of energy. So I have many names and everything's set up in terms of warfare. And we have how I'm being called and how we treat each other. It's high set up in communications. So if something is being deviated, just like in warfare, and they put these little strings that you can't see it, but if you trip it, tripwire, we put communications on such of a level. If something's out of place, we're going to know it. Because from time to time, and you know how like boxing, you have you're practicing. Well, you have some worlds out there that think they can defeat us. And they say, okay, we'll be fair. Okay, we're going to bring you to the 7th heaven, and we're going to set you over here, and you will have your shot. Just like Mike Tyson, you're going to have your shot to the title. And no one has defeated us. No one. I'm on level 10, actually 11, but after 10, it's like, why bother? Then at that point, I'd rather use other means to resolve it instead of having to go through all this crap. Okay, Indians, Native Americans, the war cry, boom, 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 boom. It used to be where we would line up and use our conviction, just the sounds of it. And they knew enough about us We're not illogical. We're going to see it from all angles. And if we show up your fucking doorstep and you hear the war cry, boom, 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 like the song, Christmas song, Little Drummer Boy, dum, 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 dum. When they hear that sound and they're not stuck in their cause, they will bring someone over and apologize to us. And then we start working together and find what's the discombobulation, what's the dysfunction, because they definitely don't want to deal with us, because they know we have a long history of handing your ass and make you smell it, taste it, everything else. And then we're going to expect you to say, please, can I have another? Because that's going to be a lot better than what we will bring to you. So when it comes to self-preservation, survival, and you're on this planet, this is a giant schoolhouse like Noah's Ark, hint, 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 hint. You have chosen, you have established 3 times over. You were praying to God, oh God, help me. You wanted to be here. And then Energy and I says, okay, they are ready. Bring them over here. Evolution, evolving. So now you are going to get exactly what you've been asking for all your life. You represent symbolism, revelation, the 144,000 reigning in heaven. You are there, Mr. or Mrs. So, like unpopular what's been teach out there. Oh, you just believe in Jesus and you go to heaven like it's some freaking baseball, and then God is up there saying, Motisa, Motiso. Okay, I will warm your bathwater. No, you're on the 7th heaven. You're going to have to exceed higher than Michael Jordan. Now, Michael Jordan is not a highest ranking there. But I can tell you one thing, Michael Jordan is highly fucking respected. And like Mike Tyson, he's also highly respected. And you think Mike Tyson's bad here. He calls me a particular name. And I know if I need brutality, he called me by name. I know what his skill sets are. And if that's perfect match for what I'm doing in terms of people that are trying to come and kill us, I know when I bring Mike Tyson in there, he will do whatever. He'll bite your ear off. He'll do whatever. Because the worst thing to him is to come back to me and say, I failed. Because of the repercussions I will give him. What do you mean you failed? You're 1,000 times better than him. And you failed? Okay? And there's not an exception to that. Because we have the 7-pound foot. So you got to get in a training of mind. Failure is not an option. When it comes to future generation, and you don't want to be an extinctionist, you don't want to be the bones that other life form to identify. Oh, there's T-Rex, there's Raptor, and there's the human race. The pathetic fools couldn't avoid extinction. So I have many names. And I have the truest of all religions out there. And it's all you fuckers together. Now, I'm being a little firm there. But as we know, with language, if I say please and thank you, and I'm monotone, people get confused as to, do you mean what you say? But you say, fuck you. You get aggressive, you raise your voice, which is what this man did on this plane, raise his voice. Now, you have some people that when they talk, they normally talk loud. This is my normal voice. As you've seen in my other videos, this is my normal voice. But if I come in the room and I'm saying, sit the fuck down and listen to what I'm saying, or people are going to get fucking dead. You know, say, whoa, what the fuck is up with him? You better take me serious. Okay, so that's another form of communications. If I come up and say, well, people, would you please sit down, because there's 10,000 people over there that are being killed, and we need to find out. Fuck that. You got women and children, people dying because someone ain't pulling their head out of their ass. Someone is not acting. Someone is not resolving. So people, you have to have a high level of development of communications. So if I come in and I'm pissed off, You better believe it. I got a list of 1,000 things as to why I'm in this way. You better take me seriously. And I'm going to explain it. I don't come in with some nonsense shit. I come up to you and I slap you. You better ask me, what did I do wrong? If I slap you, that means we came so fucking close and you had 1,000 people that almost died because of it. You know, oh, that's injustice. That's cruelty. No, I slap you. I don't do it because I like to slap people. I need you to remember. Why do we slap a child in the butt when he runs across the street and he doesn't look both ways? You want him to remember. You say please and thank you to people and they like. And see, I put myself in prison. And I did research on prisoners and the prison system. And I've seen both sides of the fence. So I know what I'm talking about. So not only do I have names and say, well, Everett, you're not talking Christian and you're cussing and you're going to go to hell in a handbasket. Fuck that. I'll save you some money and skip out the handbasket and we'll go right there. Because I guarantee. So you got to open up objective. I'm not here to destroy you. But if you want to bring about extinction, then I have a fucking problem. And I will not fucking hold back. You know, the red little friends in Phoenix, Arizona, those are my little red friends. I have it so deep. And when it comes to warfare, you have no fucking chance. No fucking chance. But in a lot of the ways, I try to keep a fair playing field. So it's like Mike Tyson getting in a ring with a 6-year-old. Mike Tyson's going to look at me and say, Everett, what the fuck are you thinking? I can breathe on this child and he'd knock him out. So that's what I'm saying, is when you talk about certain things, and this duly noted 18, and this guy here on the Delta airline, because he wants, it's like I put a video out, people won't donate any money, they won't give me any love gifts, and I make $600 a month. People, or they want to take. Okay, he gets on a plane and he stokes up racial tension against billions of Muslims out there. I can tell you, he does not fucking represent any Islam, and he doesn't represent the fucking Muslims. He's trying to get this publicity. It's like you get someone picking their nose and you got 12 million views. And you put like my video out there, I'm teaching something, and I'm lucky to see 12 fucking people. There's a serious fucking problem there. So that's what we're going to talk about in duly noted 18B. And if you don't like me, get the fuck over it. Because if we don't get to this and we get to that end line, we're going to start over 4 billion years. And I don't have to come back next time. And then you can figure out how to get past the stone wheel. Because there's other people out there that will beg for my time. And then I'm wasting it on you. We have never reached this point where an A+++ does not fuck it up. I have many names. I've even been called an asshole. And that's one of my names there. Because when you call me Mr. Asshole, I know what his skill set is. And as a master chess player, it tells me how I play him as my piece. So we can guarantee a win-win situation. And Trump saying, make America great. It's like school. You have to go your first day of preschool. That's greatness. It's like your first day of preschool. Not to mention, you go all the way up to college. We should be at freaking awesome. No one. So on the positive side, none of these life. You have the fucking opportunity, liberties in your hands. Never been done before. And it's right there in your hands. No one has entered level 2 of leadership. That's what everything here is designed. I can spend the next 1,000 lifetimes is why everything here is designed to make you the best freaking leader. Because I design it. I'm a fucking author of this. Not a scholar of this. And if you come at me as a scholar, I will spin your fucking head and put you underneath that rock. But when I do that and you never get out from that rock, then it fucking hurts me. So sometimes I have to piss you off. I have to do it in a particular way. So this is Everett. And the only time I use Everett, which is an evolutionary transition, is meaning that this has never happened. The name Everett, I've never come as Everett unless it's something huge. Everett Pierce, the last 2 digits is a double T that would take on the symbolism of pi. The first 2 letters of my last name, P-I, symbolism of pi. I'm in the pi man and alpha prime. Me and Lucifer, alpha primes. And together, using all the resources, we are undefeatable. No one out there, no life out there has been able to come close. It's like we are Mike Tyson and a 2-year-old has gotten into our ring. So, that is where we're at on this Duly Noted. And when we talk about this part B, because it pissed me off, because essentially if I'm everything put together, and he's saying he's a Muslim American, it fucking pisses me off. He's lucky that I wasn't on the airplane. Because I've had it up to here with this nonsense bullshit. Stoking people. Because that's what starts world wars. I would have slapped the fucking piss out of him. Bitch slap his ass. And it was interesting because on the 7th heaven, the Muslims there wouldn't be so fucking nice. They would come up to him and they would, if they didn't have a gun, they'd break his fucking neck in a second. And then they would tell everybody, apologize to everyone on that plane. I apologize, but he does not represent us. And somehow he got distorted or off his path. And they would make effort to relax everyone. And for the fact that they saw break his fucking neck just like that, everyone would relax. Okay? So we're going to talk about that in Duly Noted Part B. And I'm going to break it down like Charlie Brown, and it will identify that that video is nothing but fucking shit. And it's stuff like that that stokes up billions of Muslims out there. And next on, we're going at war, Christians against the Muslims. And then we're at extinction. And then energy, God has to do Armageddon, a reset. And we're doing this fucking shit all over again. So yeah, I get sick and tired of this. It's like, you are superior. Why do you feel it's necessary to fail and be the fucking best at it? After a million resets, don't you think it's time to do something different? That's why I said, is Albert Einstein. What's insanity is doing things over and 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 over again, expecting different results. You want different results? Change the way you fucking do it. I don't say things because I like to hear myself talk. A million resets, and every reset is 4 billion years. Time is relative. Everyone here has been classified and confirmed being fucking awesome, being superior. But since, like numbers, you all have to work together in a collective, just like our mathematics, all the symbols and variables. They work together as an awesome fucking system. Why? Because I put it there. And I know inside and out. And I know the improper way to use it, the right way to use it. And that's why it's broken down. You learn how to plus and then subtract and then multiply. Because when you put all the math thing together, that is entry level of quantum. The entry level of mathematics to energy. But that's too much for a lot of people. So you take it in segments. Like we have different segments of religion out there. I hear people going, oh, bigotry and racism. Okay, you can complain about all this. What I want to hear from you, there's 50 million shades of brown. You want to complain about this and supremacists and everything? Now you fucking tell me what you are doing to close that gap of racism. And they're not. So that tells me you're part of the fucking problem. You say, Everett, yeah, there's supremacists, but this is what I'm doing. Is I'm going up to every fucking black guy and say, thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate you. This is what I notice about you. This is what I notice about you. My name is Joe. If you need any help, call me. What are you doing to close that fucking gap other than complaining about the issue? If I get a flat tire, I can sit there and complain about my flat tire. or I can get the fuck out of that car, take the spare tire off, jack it up, put the tire on, and get down the fucking road. So yeah, there's time this is that time I have to fucking piss you off. And if you're going to be offended by the words in which I use, then your mind is really off. Because you're not seeing the sincerity. You're not seeing the genuineness in me. Because I'm about future generations. I'm about self-preservation. I'm about kicking some fucking ass. Because I'm tired of extinction. That's my true enemy. That's all of our true enemies. Forever life. You know, Jesus, he's the forever lasting life. What's the opposite of that? Death. You can say, no, well, actually not death. Because people... procreation. Forever death is extinction. Your bones. You identify by your freaking bones. You say, well, that's a T-Rex. Well, how do you know? I recognize the bones. Adam and Eve. Eve was built or created by Adam's rib. The 12 factor. The 7 factor. 12-7. December 7th. Pearl Harbor Day. The chicken factor. It looks like a chicken. Sounds like a chicken. How much evidence do you fucking need to know what time frame you're at? Are we in Revelation? Does things have to be a neon sign to tell you? Fuck no. Do I have to tell you who the fuck I am? Hell no. But if you want to keep living your life over and over again at increments of 4 billion years, then so be it. I will never fucking come back here. Let's get to level 2. Then we can discuss this bullshit and debate. Let's get past 2 because no one has ever done that. So I have to be firm. I have to come to a time where I have to piss you off. It's like you have to piss someone off to get them motivated. It's like, what do I got to do to get 12 million views on my video? Well, I got to get on a plane and then stoke up racial tension or nation's tension? Fuck that. I will not resort to that. So, Duly noted 18, part B. I'm going to tear that son of a bitch up, and he ain't going to have a leg to stand on. And he should be thankful. He's not dealing with some of the Muslims and Islamic individuals on the 7th heaven. And there'll be no hard feelings. And when they come about, they're also called mercenaries. And when a God's mercenary comes, and he comes and breaks your neck, no one questions him. And he doesn't do it because illogical. They don't question him because they know if he didn't kill him, the worst of the evils will come. So he should be thankful that a true, genuine Muslim of Islamic wasn't at his sitting down. Berlin just had a terrorist, Allahu Akbar. It's like someone looking at a spire and you come up behind him and you go, boom! Oh shit! That's what's fucking happening. You get people out there, if they can't have it, they don't want no one else to do. And I can